But what is going on in America, let's go back to this template. Let's go back to what's going on. Where are we now, and where are we going next, Rabbi?
We are in between the warning, the shaking, the hedge being removed, and the judgment. We're in between those two things. And what happened in ancient Israel? I mean, if you were there in the days of Jeremiah, I mean, there's a few examples of this template. They would say, okay, yeah, but when's it coming? When's it coming? You know, Isaiah, they could be decades or not, but then it came. You know, it ultimately came. It came when Jeremiah had been warning, and they said, just be quiet. We don't want to hear it. But then it came, and once it came, that was it. I mean, that was it. It's once it comes, that's it. It's the mercy of God that it has not yet come, but it's coming. And the thing is that if you look at where America was after 9/11, I mean, 9/11, where were we? There wasn't one state in the Union that had struck down marriage at that point. Not one. And 9/11 came. And then where we have gone since then, it's mind-boggling, and it's accelerating.
Yes, it is.
That's the other thing. You know, we don't need, we've had, and this is not about people, but we've had a president who was an activist, has been an activist in many of these things against the Bible, has been an activist regarding abortion, regarding marriage, regarding gender, regarding faith, and we don't need that again, meaning we're already rolling. It's already rolling. So at this point, if we don't have the next leader, all we need is one who won't stop it. At this point, if you have you don't need much for this to keep going and to accelerate. It will accelerate. I mean, you just mentioned before, if the next president does not appoint to the Supreme Court someone who is as strong as Scalia was,
Right.
in holding back, that's it. On every one of these votes, it's going to go against believers. And if all these things happen when you had Scalia, how much more will happen without him?
Wow.
Without that. So
Good
therefore, we are, I mean, it is moving, it's moving faster, and it is progressing to judgment. God is in charge of the timing. God is in charge of the mercy. God is in charge of when he says, okay, that's it. That's God. But we are clearly going to judgment, and you have to be blind not to see that.
Yeah.
You know, Bible makes it very clear. You know, a nation that has been blessed, and a nation that turns away from God, and a nation that now is turning against God. It's another phase. Before it was away from. Prayer out of school, away from. All these things away from. Now it's against. Now it's mockery of God on television.
That's right.
Now it's mockery, blasphemy on cartoons.
Yes.
Now it's indoctrinating children against the ways of God.
That's right.
It's against God. It's not as it was with Israel. What happened with Israel? It wasn't just that they turned away from God. They were defying him. That's what Isaiah 9:10 is about.
Yeah.
We're defying you now. We are
Yes.
defying. Well, that's where we are. So except for a revival, which we have to pray for, except for revival, it is massively turning. And this is going to be the big testing of God's people. You know, where will you stand? How will we be? Will we compromise? We're watching people turn and be quiet. This is the testing. We always talked about it. When we talked years ago, we talked about anti-prophecy, there's going to be persecution, but it was all theoretical. Now it's real. Now it's real.